All right. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the next race in the Legend of Zelda Any Percent No Up and A tournament. We are nearing the end of round two, and I am Amo22. I'm going to have the call for you on the race today, along with JSR2 Gamers, who's going to be joining us here shortly. So today's race is going to be between johntabin and digshake. We should have a pretty close race here. So the runners are just about ready, and we should be seeing them get kicked off here momentarily. All right, and our runners should be off. I think we're going to be seeing some two first routes from both of our runners here, and indeed, yeah, we're seeing digshake grab the wooden sword and start heading over to level 2. This is a common start for a lot of runners in our race to do 2 first. And yeah, johntabin's following suit here. So yeah, as we start this race off, the 2 first route is going to be a bit safer for these runners. They're going to typically have a little bit more in terms of resources at the beginning of the run compared to the world record route or the 3 first route, where the beginning of the game is quite challenging. Yeah, so we see digshake heading up the stairs to get up to level 2 with johntabin right behind him. So both these runners are 0-1. Johntabin has a personal best of just over 40 minutes, while digshake put up a 39:27 in his first race. So I'm expecting a pretty close race between these two. Yeah, so
and I'm back.
Both runners are going to come into this career room right here. You see digshake trying to take out the ringleader or master Guerrilla there to look for a bomb drop. No drops there. Let's see how John does in this room. Again, he's also going to look for that bomb drop. He doesn't get one either. So both runners are going to have to survive without bombs at the start of level 2 here. Not a terribly big obstacle at this point. This Moldorm here should go down pretty easily for both, and we see digshake handle it pretty well.
John, all right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry about that, man. I had some last-minute stuff to get situated for the restream. How we doing so far, man?
You are all good. Both runners in level 2. Digshake's got to be careful. He's down to half in this last room before that. Oh! And he takes an early death. That's an early death for digshake here.
That's unfortunate. Those gorillas, man, they're really, really capable of just... I mean, with only 3 hearts, they just hit you with those boomerangs when you're not really expecting it.
Yeah, it's true. Neither runner got any bomb drops from that first Guerrilla room either, which meant they had to go into that room without any bombs to kind of help them deal with those Guerrillas right before the Dodongo.
So John with the early advantage coming out of level 2. He's got 8 bombs, and he'll be headed, I believe, to Heart Rock and then to his his white sword, excuse me. So, it's not a terrible loss to die there, but Dig's got a little bit of an uphill climb early on in this race.
Yeah, and I kind of started us off. I expect this to be a pretty close race. Runners have pretty similar PBs, so we should see, we should see a tight one from here on out.
Good rebound by digshake. He's out of level 2. About a minute and 10 seconds or so behind John.
Yeah, it's interesting. Often we talk about the 2 first route being a safer route for most runners, but at the same time, like you mentioned, those gorillas can be tough, and it's just as easy to take a death in 2 for many players as it is to take it other places. So it can be challenging.
Amo quick time check. Digshake going up. And now he's on the screen on the coast. And he bombed. Does that look about on point?
I've got digshake just grabbing his heart container right about now.
Alright, perfect. Alright, sorry about that, folks. We got it all fixed. Meanwhile, John, did he just HUD clip?
That's what I see right here. We got the swaggy HUD scrolls right here. Wow.
Wow, johntabin busted out a little bit of swag for you guys.
Okay, John's after his HUD clip, picking up his blue candle here, and then he'll probably be going over to pick up his white sword, which is right about where digshake is right now as well. So both these runners will then head over to level 1. John's gonna try and get this blue Lionel to get out of his way so that he can go up and grab that white sword, which he does masterfully. Just kind of waits a little bit for that Lionel to go down so that he's got space to go up and grab the sword. And digshake's making his way pretty easily around to level 1.
And that's such a scary screen. It doesn't matter how good you are at this game. Because, I mean, I've died on that screen in rando a bunch of times because of the simple fact that you're low health, you don't have the boomerang, you don't have the wand, you don't have the bow and arrow, and that Lionel has a projectile that takes off 2 hearts, so it's very easy to take, go up there with a couple Tektite bops, and 1 Lionel beam will end your run.
And particularly given the rules of the tournament, so for anyone out there watching who isn't familiar with the rules, any death that a runner takes on the overworld requires that runner to immediately touch back to that overworld screen. So taking a death there means runner has to go all the way back to that white sword screen, even if you've already grabbed the white sword and you take that death on the way back out. So it's a really unfortunate place to take a death, no matter what.
The irony being that the death rule was inspired by the previous tournament where a runner died intentionally on that very screen for that exact reason. So it is unfortunate, but it is meant to just simply protect runners from their opponent death abusing.
Which makes sense, for sure. So digshake's grabbing his bow here in level 1, while johntabin picks up his key from the Stalfos, and he's heading up in that same direction. So the runners are pretty close at this point.
Little high five.
Yeah, John's getting a bomb drop here in the Guerrilla room.
So even though it appears that John's a little behind, leaving the bow headed back where digshake's already been, keep in mind he got the 100 secret and he bought a candle, correct?
Correct. John bought his blue candle already.
So, despite the fact that digshake's going to get out of level 1 first, keep that in mind. Digshake doesn't have a candle yet, so I would not be surprised if we see digshake run the red candle route.
Right, in which case we won't really get a true sense for who's ahead or behind until both runners get out of level 7, and that's when the routes will most likely sync up.
It's one of the best things about The Legend of Zelda. That was close. John down to half a heart against Aqua Menace, and don't let that Aqua Menace fight fool you. I've died to Aqua Menace in a speedrun before. It happens, so that would have been just catastrophic, but he holds on. He gets out of level 1. Nicely done by John.
Yeah, well played there. And he's on a pretty tight pace compared to his PB splits. And I know recently he's been putting up some really solid times and been close to some other PBs. So he's on a solid pace for sure at this point.
Yeah, John's a relative newcomer to the scene, but has been quickly improving, quickly involving himself with the community. He's been helping out a lot in the tournament. A lot of potential there with John. Meanwhile, digshake, if you haven't been watching the Rando tournament, this guy is a sleeper. He is way better at Zelda 1 than he leads on. Everyone knows him for Zelda 2, and rightfully so. He's a sub-80 runner. He's the creator of the Zelda 2 randomizer. But his Zelda 1 skills are nothing to be trifled with, and this race, like you were saying earlier, man, could literally go any way.
Yeah, I'm expecting a tight one here. As we see, John finishes his scrolls to head over to level 3. Digshake's heading up to grab his key above the Dark Nuts, and you saw him try to force a bomb in that earlier level 3 room and miss, but he cleared the 3 Dark Nut room to pick up his bomb drop, so he has some to use in these Dark Nuts here.
You had a bad luck pattern with the Dark Nuts on the first bomb, but was able to clean up nicely. Still has 7 bombs and good health, so Digshake looking good. He'll be the first one to the raft. Meanwhile, John setting up his Dark Nut room. Goes up to get the key and will hopefully get a better pattern than Digshake did.
Yeah, I will say, JSR, I mean, we've seen so many runners posting new PBs as they've been, practicing for this tournament, and it's really been a lot of lively community engagement, a lot of people being drawn into the community, and it's been really great to see.
Oh yeah, I mean, just in the last year, I mean, just in your case, with coming out of nowhere, and you've suddenly emerged as a top contender in this tournament. You nearly beat the duck, sir.
Yeah, Patrick 2 wasn't my friend that night, but it's great to see it's great to see people getting involved in the community. Digshake with a really solid manhandle kill. He gets him with that one bomb immediately. He doesn't get the bomb drop, but he makes it through. Meanwhile, John is heading back toward Manhandle himself, but he's down to 1 heart. He's got to be careful here as well as he makes it through this Dark Nut room.
Yeah, he's going to really want the clean kill here. Hopefully he gets it. If not, this could get a little dicey. This could be the opening that Digshake needs to get back into this race. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, the pause strats! And he gets him in 1 bomb. Well done by John.
Wow, yeah, nice work from John there.
That was pretty slick. 1 heart, anything can happen in that room. Well played. He's out of level 3. We got us a race, folks. Even though it appears Digshake's ahead, he's got to get that red candle. I would say they're pretty much about even.
Yeah, it's pretty neck and neck at this point. So that means, as anyone watching these races knows, I mean, one small mistake can really, make or break a run. So the fact that these 2 runners are, essentially tied at this point means we got a real close one here.
Well, this will give Digshake a little bit of an edge. John is going to be running the blue ring route, so he got his necessary rupees, and he'll be headed up to the blue ring shop under the Armos up here. And we'll see the screen later on in the run as well. It's going to give John a 50% boost in his defense, which could become a factor depending on how capable Digshake is at avoiding damage, especially in this boss fight coming up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about these races. Anything can happen. So, saving time by not grabbing the blue ring can be advantageous, but if you have some combat issues, that can really work against it. But Digshake doesn't seem to be having any issues. He had a really solid magical breakfast room. Not a magical breakfast, just a normal breakfast there in level 4.
It was a box of cereal, But he did get the swag sword, the crotch sword, so he's now ahead by about 10 minutes, Kappa.
Yeah, bonus time save there.
So he's headed up to Gleeok, and Amo, what's the biggest problem with Gleeok, and why is it not going to be as much of a problem as it normally is for most runners when it comes to these 2?
Yeah, so since we've got 2 runners running that 2 first route, they're going to be going into the Gleeok fight with a white sword, which means Gleeok will take 8 hits instead of the 16 that you'll see some runners have to deal with when they've only got the wooden sword for that fight. Additionally, they've got 7 heart containers each, so they've got a bit of health support, along with, Gleok's not going to take as much damage. So Gleok's a bit safer here. Still a scary fight, but let's see how Digshake does.
Yeah, John also having the blue ring doesn't have to worry about it like Digshake. Digshake, oh, he barely hangs on. Wow, Digshake down to half a heart. He finishes Gleok off, and he's out of level 4. That was clutch. Wow, both these runners with some clutch finishes on boss fights early on.
You know that Gleok likes to shoot that one fireball after he's taken that last hit, and almost took Digshake down. Fortunately, had that last half a heart to survive it.
I actually think, because he hit the head, I think he was down to 2/8 of a heart left. Or, because it's 3/8 of a heart damage when you take a head bop, so... at 1/8 of a heart?
1/8 of a heart, yep.
Insane. Yeah, a little known quirk of Gleok is that his head is the only enemy in The Legend of Zelda that does 3/8 hearts worth of damage. So you'll take a hit from the head and it won't appear like you've taken damage, but in reality you have.
Wow, I didn't know that. The more you know with JSR.
Yeah, it's actually a good strategy in that fight. If you are low on health, you can, kind of damage boost off his head intentionally to avoid a fireball. It's tricky to do. Ooh, Digshake does the world wrap, but look where he's at.
Uh-oh.
This is actually pretty bad. He needs to get off this dock as soon as he can. Nice clip.
Uh-oh.
Meanwhile, John with blue ring and white sword, this should be a relatively routine fight for him. It won't be nearly as scary as it was for Digshake. Still getting bopped around a little bit, but finishes him off nicely.
Wow, and Digshake, with that kind of triple ladder clip just to safely make it back off of the coast and not softlock there, that was pretty dangerous, but he made it work.
There was a randomizer match during the spring tournament. And long story short, I can't remember which runner it was, but he was trying to do a 3-heart run. He didn't want to get any heart containers. And he world wrapped, and the item on the coast is usually randomized, but in this case it was a heart. So he did the craziest ladder clipping I've ever seen just so he could avoid picking up the heart container and nearly soft locked. It's actually very easy to soft lock on that screen if you don't know how to ladder clip in a parallel or in a perpendicular direction. So well done by Dig.
Oh, I know how to do it, and I've soft locked there. It's a dangerous screen.
Oh, okay, so it was Zarnax. I thought it was Zarnax. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to say for sure, but chat confirming that it was Zarnax. So Digshake into level 5. John picking up his 100 Seeker. He'll perform his world wrap. Oh, wait. He's going the opposite way. He's going towards the coast heart. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's going to pick up that other 100 right there. Digshake into Fort Gibdo here. He's got 7 bombs already, so he might opt to skip that Gibdo bomb and pick it up on the way out. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to do here. It's smart to leave that bomb there. You can use, if you're going into that recorder room with 6 bombs only, 6 should be enough to take out most of them. With White Sword, you can clean up the rest and then pick up your bombs on the way out from that Gibdo.
It's a good strategy if you've got a good amount of bombs, especially if you've got a good count going.
Well, and
then you can force one off the Dark Nuts.
And especially if you're going straight from 5 to 7, where you're going to need some bombs in level 7.
Exactly. This is one of the toughest rooms in the entire run. And so far, Dig's doing okay. He's had a couple bad bombs, but he's still in okay shape.
Yeah, I think more than anything, if you need to, you just really want to avoid taking damage in that room. Those 2 hearts of damage without the blue ring. Digshake's got to be careful here. He's down to 2 hearts.
Yeah, don't let it fool you with... Oh!
Oh, no.
Press F to pay respects in chat. That is not as big of a deal as it could be, but that's a really tough break for Digshake.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of got trapped in the corner a little bit there.
Yeah, even when you have 2 hearts remaining, you don't have that, I can't remember which commentator was saying it yesterday. They were saying that you get this false sense of security because Link isn't beeping. So you feel safe. You don't have that urgency like you do when you're beeping, and you kind of take it for granted. It was Jay Coper that said that. And then next thing you know, you take one bop and you're dead.
I never thought about it that way, but that makes so much sense, you know? So Digshake's going to head back into the recorder room. JSR, is the recorder room your least favorite room in the entire Legend of Zelda speedrun?
See, that's a loaded question because it's probably the room I lose or gain the most time in my runs. So it's one of my biggest potential time saves. But to be perfectly honest, it's a lot of fun. I actually really like fighting Darknuts, even if they are a pain in the butt.
It's one of those rooms, I know for me, when it goes well, it feels real good. Drop a couple of good bombs, and it can be a kind of confidence boost room if it goes well.
All right, Dig's got to be careful. Down to 1 heart. John's just about caught back up, so Digshake cannot afford another death here. He needs to be very careful. Oh no!
Oh wow, yeah. Digshake takes another death in the recorder room, so that's going to give a different advantage to John now. We'll see how he does in the recorder room. Again, he's got the blue ring, and maybe this is a spot where John picking up that blue ring gives him a bit of an advantage as Digshake struggles a little bit with this recorder room. We'll see how John does in here. First bomb, very good.
There's another bad part of this story. Digshake's out of bombs, which is not such a big deal with the Darknet room as it is he's going to be headed to level 7 next, and he has no bombs.
Yeah, that could be an issue for him going into level 7. We know that there are some backup bomb packs in level 7 that you can pick up, but you'd like to have some going in there. And you need at least one to advance once you get into level 7 in the first place.
Meanwhile, John had a pretty solid recorder room and now takes the lead as Digshake has round 3 against these blue Darknuts. And with a potion and blue ring, John's sitting in great shape. Now our current leader.
Yeah, he's putting in a solid run so far. So let's see if he can maintain it through the rest of level 5 right now as he heads back out of that recorder area. Digshake's continuing to work on mowing down the Darknuts. Oh wow, and he takes another death in that recorder room.
That room just has the best ability to just sneak up and troll you. You'll be doing so well, and then in a matter of seconds you take 2 bops and you're dead. And the problem is that on the return trip, by then you're salty and you're out of bombs and you're low on health, and it's very easy to get trapped in this cycle that we see Digshake trapped in.
Yeah, it's really true. Really like to see Digshake make it through this recorder room this time. And in a lot of ways, that's one of the challenges of being in this race environment is, things aren't going to go according to plan always. It's not a PB attempt where you can just reset it if something doesn't go well. So you kind of have to be able to persevere a little bit more and just kind of fight through, the deaths that you take or, the things that don't go your way.
Come on, Chad, let's cheer Digshake on through this room. We gotta get him through this room. Meanwhile, John has a clean Dig Dogger fight. He's out of level 5.
Yeah, really nice from John, and he's also going to leave level 5 with 7 bombs, which will set him up in good shape for level 7.
And poor Digshake just getting very little health drops. Finally has a little bit of a buffer, but I still think he's going to play this extra safe. He just wants to get this recorder and get out of Olive Garden.
The Olive Garden, did you say?
Yeah, shouts out to Arcus, our newest sub-30 runner. Name that room the Olive Garden because after all that work, you get breadsticks. Oh, and a recorder from johntabin. Nice!
Wow, there's our recorder. JSR,
Yeah, now it drops a fairy.
Of course. You want to give us a quick, sense of what that recorder's all about there?
Absolutely. The Rue Quarter, recently discovered by Rue Slugs when he was glitch hunting. And basically what it does is when you use the recorder, it transitions Link to the left screen of the screen that you're transporting to. But because on the recorder, when you're doing I'm sorry, let me speak English. You're triggering the raft by clipping it into the ocean, and then when you use the recorder, you can trigger the raft because you're holding up on the D-pad as you pass that dock. So it tricks the game into sending you up, and then you end up transporting to the left side. So you end up, long story short, you end up one screen up and left of the intended dungeon you're warping to.
Yeah, it's a really interesting new time save that was just uncovered a couple of weeks ago, really, and it's great to see some runners incorporating it into the tournament.
Yeah, too long, didn't read. It does things and warps you to crazy places.
Yeah, so as we've got Digshake making it through the end of level 5 here, John's in the river room in level 7, and just for a reference, I mean, he's 26 seconds ahead of his PB pace here, so he's putting a solid run together, and he's through the river room. He's gonna drop his bait here for the Hungry Gorilla.
Yeah, John having an excellent run. Digshake mercifully out of level 5. He's got some work cut out ahead of him, but this race isn't over yet, folks.
Definitely not. Anything can happen.
So we're going to see Digshake heading out to do his shopping. And also keep in mind one little caveat. Digshake doesn't have a candle yet, so he's going to have to pick up the red candle, whereas John can just bomb on through, and he'll get the nice spawns to boot.
Correct. And shout out to Fiskbit for giving us a little bit more of those details on the Rue Quarter for those in chat who want to try the Rue Quarter at home. Fiskbit has the deets on how that works.
Yeah, shouts out to Fisk. Fisk, big member of the community, really helped out with a lot of the strategies that we use in speedruns. In my case specifically, his work has really helped me improve. And usually we don't recommend people try Zelda 1 strats at home, but in this case, feel free to.
Come on, JSR, what's the worst that can happen?
The troll dongos and the troll handalas and the troll patras.
Yeah. So, one of the other advantages, John's got to be careful. He's through that wall master, which is nice. One of the advantages of doing the blue candle route, which John bought that blue candle early on, is that he's going to get some friendlier spawns from the wall masters in that room. So the bubbles kind of stayed away from him a little bit more. Makes level 7 a tiny bit safer.
Yeah, very nice level 7 for John, and he's got to be on a pretty darn good pace right now. This is really exciting to see.
Yeah, he's going to be close to about a minute ahead of his PB pace on his way out of level 7. So he's out of level 7 at roughly 26:48.
Now, once again, Digshake being out of bombs, he's forced to get bombs here. And he gets the floor drop, so at least now he can proceed. The question becomes which options for more bombs is he going to attempt to go with?
Yeah, the most efficient one, if you want to think of it that way, is that room with the blue gorillas that's on the typical route through level 7 anyway, so that's where I'd anticipate him to go. As John is grabbing his magical sword. I mean, not the master sword, it's the magical sword.
Ooh, John getting the firing squad of Lionels, as named by Darkwing Duck. But gets through, he's in level 6. That screen can be quite the troll.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate setup for him, but he's got his key for level 6, he's got a bomb, and we're going to see if he gets some bombs off these first Wizrobes.
He does not, and now as he enters the Belfry, does have enough bombs that as long as he doesn't miss bomb, he won't have to fight the Gliok of Shame. But he would definitely like to find some bomb drops here soon. Yeah,
meanwhile, Digshake is grabbing his red candle right now, so He'll be all set to get into level 8 a little bit later on. And, throw the light on any dark rooms that he runs into later in the run.
John having a pretty solid magical breakfast room up until he got bubbled, but should be able to get through no problem. He's through.
Yeah, in so many of these Wizrobe rooms, especially if there's a bubble running around too, more than anything, you kind of just want to keep your cool. It's easy for those Wizrobe beams to snowball on you, get hit by 2 or 3 and, in sequence, and then they can really set you back.
Now here's the other caveat of the red candle route. Watch digshake spawns. This is a scary setup.
Yeah, he's doing a good job with it so far.
The last one being just a little trolly.
Just that last one, yeah.
But he gets through. He did not get wall mastered. We've seen already through round 2, we've seen people get wall mastered. We've seen the Gliok of Shame, and there's still so much more Zelda to come. But luckily, both our runners doing a really nice job here.
Yeah, agreed. Digshake's heading into his Aquamentus fight. John's making his way over to Goma to finish off level 6. He's got 4 bombs. He's going to want a couple more probably between now and the end of the game. We might see him farm a little bit on his way to level 8.
And John takes down the easiest boss in The Legend of Zelda. I'm sorry, Aquamentus is not as easy as Goma. Except for when you have half a heart remaining and you don't want to die to Goma.
Yeah, and fortunately in the first quest, no blue Gomas need to be killed, so you just kind of avoid him in level 9 altogether, so he's pretty straightforward. So John's still on PB pace coming out of level 6.
Ooh, I think John might have miss-whistled. He forgot that he did the Rue Quarter. So let's see if he's able to get on track. He needs to whistle the level 2.
Well, John ended up at 3, so he's going to take him one more. Digshake is pretty excited to be grabbed his magical sword. He's ready to move on over to level 6 now, which John just finished up.
Oh, and Digshake gets the firing squad too. Game, please.
2 for 2 on the firing squads heading in.
John into level 8. Ooh, Manhandler says hello right away. How do you do, Link? Into Blue Lagoon 1. Amo, why do we call this room the Blue Lagoon?
Well, this room that John's in right now, it's got all these blue dark nuts in here, and you've got 4 turrets shooting fireballs, so with all those sprites running around on the screen, this room tends to be pretty laggy, hence Lagoon. So usually the best strat for that room is to try to take out at least one of those dark nuts pretty quickly to reduce the lag and make sure that you make it through in an efficient amount of time.
Digshake having a solid magical breakfast room 1. John's having a fast level 8 here. His health is a little bit of a concern, but he gets a fairy. Very nice, as my friend 4-Eye Steven likes to say, sweet, merciful fairy.
Yeah, at least the developers were a little friendly in putting those blue dark nuts in the health drop group so that they had chances to drop fairies for you as you're trying to mow them down in some of these late game rooms.
Oh no, John got the random bomb off of that Gibdo, but the bubble shoves him into the stairs before he can pick it up. Bad luck. I mean, he still has 2 bombs remaining, so he's fine, but he's gonna need some bombs pretty soon just to get through level 9. He may have to opt to killing the Patra 1, but he is at a level 8 and has a shot at a PB here.
Yeah, he's still on a pretty good pace for himself. Of course, we know that in level 9, anything can happen, so the race certainly isn't over yet, but John seems pretty comfortable. And the same could be said for Digshake. I mean, he seems pretty comfortable in level 6 right now, just kind of making his way through and, trying to gain that time back.
It's just really unfortunate how Digshake's level 5 went. Digshake other than that, has had a very solid run. Out of level 6, about 2.5 minutes behind John at this point. So, barring a collapse in 9 by John, or some major bomb issues, both of which are realities that are very possible, John has the upper hand right now, and this is probably his race to lose at this point.
Yeah, I'd agree. And this is another one of those spots where, again, John spent that little extra bit of time to grab the blue ring, but here it's going to come in handy. And he's got a red potion too, I believe. So he's even if things start going south in level 9, he can play it. He's in a bit safer shape than Digshake is by far.
Yeah, and there's a rule I like to repeat, and I will tell new runners and veterans alike: if you've got a potion in your pocket, you had better not die with it in your pocket. That is the ultimate shame. Now, John has used his last bomb here. He opted not to try to force. Instead, I believe we're going to see a Patcher 1 kill. That's my theory.
I think it's a good theory. Meanwhile, Digshake comes into his first blue lagoon here, and he's trying to take down that first dark nut to get rid of that lag. There we go. This last dark nut's kind of giving him the business a little bit here, able to make it through.
Meanwhile, John, with nearly full health, with the potion ready, gonna take on Patcher 1. Patcher 1, or Patchers in general, they do 2 hearts of damage, or 1 heart of damage, excuse me, because John has the blue ring. So he just kind of tanks through it, and he'll get his bombs. So now he has technically enough bombs to beat the game.
Correct. Meanwhile, Digshake's finishing up his lagoon. He gets that merciful fairy, and he's got 8 hearts going into the staircase to head down to that 4-headed Gleeok.
John is taking some damage here. Luckily, that blue ring really showing its value in this race.
Yeah, it's good to see runners employing strats that they're comfortable with. You know, often in races you kind of get caught up in maybe trying to learn too many new things, but it's important that you do something that you're comfortable with, do a route that allows you to implement what's good for you and your play.
No! The double KO by Digshake. He took out Gleeok, and Gleeok said, "Not today, sir."
Very unlucky there. Wow.
And now he's got to clear these rooms all over again. What an unlucky break for Digshake. Meanwhile, John, into the reverse C, uses his potion. He still has 1 remaining. Yeah, we've seen a lot of crazy strats so far in this tournament that are very unorthodox, but obviously working out well for runners. Everything from the red ring to the wand to the blue ring to the banana. We've even seen the banana employed in runs. So it's pretty neat to see each runner's style and see how they implement it in their runs. It's just been awesome to see it.
Yeah, I totally agree. So John picks up his silver arrows here at he's still going to be ahead of PB pace by about 40 seconds or so, so he's got a chance to PB here as he finishes off the rest of level 9.
Digshake has enough health. He should be okay. He is going to have to fight Gleeok one more time. Let's hope he can make it through this time and get his way into 9. Meanwhile, John didn't even attempt the reverse clip. He instead decided to clear the room. He's down to 2 hearts. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous room for John.
Now, John does have a potion remaining, but we've already seen it in this tournament as well. Runners that have potions, 2 potions going into 9, used them both and still, unfortunately, weren't able to get through. John's going to have to be very, very careful going forward.
Well, and if he does, happen to take a death in level 9, I mean, Digshake's out of level 8 now, so he'll be right behind him.
Oh, and this Patra's just not playing nice, and I think John's not even going to mess around.
Yeah, John's going to go ahead and use his blue potion now, so... yeah, like you said, he's got to be really careful for the rest of this level 9.
Does get a heart drop from the Patra. Takes a couple hearts of damage. Now he has no safety potion, and now the pressure's on. Is he going to be able to hold on?
Yeah, meanwhile, Digshake is picking up a potion on his end as he heads into level 9, so he'll have a little bit more safety in level 9.
So this race is going to come down to, if John can hold on, he should get his win here. Gets a nice safety heart there, but then immediately gets like-liked. If he holds on without dying, he should be our winner. However, if by some chance he doesn't make it, Digshake with the potion, the tables turn.
Yeah, let's see how he handles this Wizrobe room.
He's still got enough health. He should be able to make it. It all comes down to these last 3 tricky rooms. Opts for the double boost off the traps. Very swaggy, but it does cost him a heart. With 6.5 hearts left, here comes Patra 3.
Man, I'm not saying much. I'm on the edge of my seat like our viewers. Well, I want to see how this plays out.
This is very tense.
Let's see if Patra 3 is friendly here.
John playing it extra safe. He may know where he is in the race. He may not. But taking it very slow, gets a nice hard drop. And ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon. Loses the stun lock. He's got 1 hit. 2. He takes another bop. He's down to 2 hearts. Be careful, John. Down to 1 heart. Be careful, John. Oh, no! No, the double KO!
Unreal. Wow.
Unbelievable! Oh, what a bummer! Wow! Oh, that is terrible. And now Digshake is suddenly in the driver's seat. What a race!
Yeah, we've wow, that's a really unfortunate, unlucky death to take for John. So he's gonna have to go all the way back. He's starting at the beginning of level 9 with 3 hearts. Digshake's using one of his potions here. He still has to go grab those silver arrows, but John will have to go through and kill Ganon all over again.
And it's real easy when you're fighting Ganon and you lose that stun lock. We all know that Hyrule Driver with Green Tunic is a 4-heart penalty. We know this, so when you're in that panic mode, you almost would rather just sit there and tank those fireballs than even risk it. Unfortunately, though, in that case, Ganon just didn't cooperate. John is attempting to set up a fairy count, I believe, here. The old man is not having much of it, and he's down to a heart again. He's got to be careful.
Well, and meanwhile, Digshake got a bomb force off the Zols heading into Patra 2, which set him up for the bombs that he's going to need for the rest of this dungeon, as he's in his reverse C right now.
Oh, this has been such an insanely crazy race. Such a shame. But that is what happens. Ganon loves to be that deciding factor. And it may end up being the deciding factor in this race as Digshake picks up his silver arrows. With 1 potion and a decent amount of health remaining, he'll be in the home stretch here.
Yeah, it looks like John killed some gels to try to build up that count as well. But it looks like he's not going to be able to set up that fairy, so he's heading into that Wizrobe room.
And he unfortunately takes a beam, takes a death. He'll have to start all over again. Meanwhile, Digshake misses the reverse clip, but luckily gets through the diamond staircase, which was the kind of the deciding factor in this that we didn't really talk about. Unfortunately for John, he got bounced around really terribly in that Oh no, and then John gets bopped by the lever and the warp skips him. Oh, what a disaster. This is terrible.
Wow, you don't want to see that. Digshake is heading into his last, looks like his last required Wizrobe room here.
Now, Digshake does have a potion remaining, but he's down to 1.5 hearts. He needs to use that potion.
Don't leave it in your pocket, right, JSR?
Absolutely not. And going into this last room, he's not even going to mess with it. He potions up.
Yeah, it's a smart play from him.
So now Digshake headed to Ganon. Now he has full health, but no potion remaining. So let's see if he's able to get through the pig fight without taking any Hyrule drivers or any unfortunate bops.
Well, and we don't know if these runners are watching each other, so Digshake might at this point know that John took those deaths in level 9, and he might try to play things a bit more conservatively if he knows that he's, at this point, got the lead that he has.
Well, the shoe is on the other foot now. John picking up another safety potion. He's headed back to 9. So if Digshake dies here, he takes a Patra 1 bop or Patra 3 hit. If Digshake somehow does not survive this fight, then John's back in the driver's seat. But here's Ganon. He gets the first hit, but loses the stun. That's 2 hits. 3 hits, and he gets him. Ganon goes down. What a turn of events.
Wow, like we said, anything can happen in level 9, and Digshake is going to grab his Triforce. He's going to head up through that door, and Digshake is going to finish in first place with an official SRL time of 45 minutes and 40 seconds.
Wow, get your GGs out in chat. What an insane race. Unfortunate race for johntabin. He had an amazing run. Was on PB pace going into 9. But that's the Legend of Zelda. And that happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. Level 9, once again. The deciding factor, as Laws likes to say. Level 9. Oh man, I feel so bad for John right now.
Yeah, in many ways, I'm kind of speechless. I mean, John was in the driver's seat, and, that simultaneous kill, it's not something you expect to happen, and it's unfortunate to see it play out that way.
Well, joining us in the commentator's booth is Digshake. Digshake, first and foremost, GG, and congrats on the win. What a race. Were you watching the race at all, or were you blind?
No, I was not watching the race. I have no idea. I'm in shock.
Okay, well, first and foremost, before we tell you what the deciding factor was, tell us your thoughts on your run.
Do I have to?
How are your thoughts on level 5 in particular?
Oh, man. I mean, the whole run was just a steaming pile of garbage. That's got to be one of the worst runs I've had in a very long time. And I mean that. That was awful.
Yeah, it was a rough level 5 for sure. But other than level 5, honestly, you didn't have a terrible run. I mean, you did take the early death in 2, but it didn't really hurt you that much.
And another death in 8.
That's right, and the death to Gleeok in 8, yeah, that's right. So, John was on PB pace in level 9 with a safety potion. Had some bad luck with Patra, had some bad luck in the Diamond Staircase coming back from the Silver Arrows. Killed Ganon, but took a fireball before he could Silver Arrow Ganon.
Oh, wow.
And has been trying to get back through 9 cents.
Now I feel kind of worse because I had no business winning that race. That's a horrible way to lose a PB. That makes me mad.
Man. Yeah, it's real rough. And, John, he's a very capable runner. He'll be able to bounce back. He's headed to Ganon now with a potion in his pocket, so he should be able to finish this race up. So let's cheer him home, folks. Luckily, he does not have to deal with Patra 3 as he's already dead.
Whew. So he must have been like way ahead then.
He was probably a couple minutes ahead heading into level 9, digshake.
Yeah, I believe that for sure.
But GG, and a lot of credit to you for just kind of continuing to fight. It's really easy in a race setting to take a death, and especially if it's a bad death, to kind of go on tilt and to let things really unravel. And you just kind of kept going and ended up with the win.
Oh, I went on tilt. Let's not.
I might have seen a little tilt on your screen. Yeah.
All right, well, John gets his revenge on Ganon and is going to finish this race after some required swag.
Let's get those GGs in chat for John. He's gonna finish with an official SRL time of 49 minutes and 34 seconds.
All right, guys. Well, I think I might duck on out of here, but thank you so much for doing the restream. Thanks for the commentary. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem, sir. Congratulations on moving on to 1-1, and we wish you the best of luck going forward. Joining us now in the commentator's booth is johntabin. John, GG, sir.
All right, guys. Well,
I feel 1-1, and I wish you the best of luck going forward. Joining us now.
Oh, that was an unexpected turn of events, wasn't it? Yeah.
Were you on PB pace going into 9?
I don't. I think almost. The thing about my PB is in green tunic, and it's about it's about 20 seconds faster than the splits I was running against, which are my blue ring splits. So yeah, I think I was on PB pace, but not by as much as it might have looked on the splits. But
yeah, you were at least maybe 40 or so seconds ahead of the splits you had up going into level 9.
Yeah, and. I guess I need to practice that reverse clip room more, because that was kind of things went south fast there. But yeah, I knew that I knew I was ahead because I was listening to the restream, and so I wasn't planning on doing a Rue quarter during that run. But I knew that digshake was struggling in level 5, so I decided, why not go for it? But then I confused myself. I was confusing the Rue quarter and the tricorder, and forgot how many whistles I needed after 6. So that was the first hiccup. But then
it's the price we pay for a little bit of swag.
Yeah, I think it's worth it, frankly.
Well, and the HUD clip as well. You were up in the HUD early on as well before you grab your blue candle.
Yeah, whenever I get the Northeast 100, I like to HUD clip because it's fun. It doesn't save much time for humans, but it's fun to do. So I do it.
It was a very, very impressive run. All the swag, very, very nicely ran all the way up until pretty much that diamond room coming back from silvers, and just that is a very unfortunate way for the events to turn there. How are you feeling other than that? I mean, how are you feeling about your run?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, it was in the middle of it. I was like, geez, I could have a PB that's with blue ring again. That would be weird, but it's fine. I'm sure in the 0-2s I have a better chance than in the 1-1. So
and as we've pointed out before, I mean, we know that average times play an important role regardless of win-loss record going forward. So
yeah, that's why I just didn't just forfeit. I went back and finished the level, but so because the forfeit is an hour, right? So
yeah, and major props to you for sticking that run out and giving the fans a good finish, and you got your revenge on Ganon. But yeah, unfortunately falling to 0-2, but obviously showed your chops in this run. You're a very capable runner with a lot of promise, and I can't wait to see next week. I know you'll bounce back strong, and of course I wish you the best of luck going forward.
All right, I appreciate the comments, JSR. Thanks to JSR and Amo for the commentary, and
yeah, GG again, John. Good luck going forward.
Thanks.
What a race, Amo.
Yeah, wow. We said going in that anything can happen in level 9. I'm not sure I've seen a race turn on a simultaneous kill of Ganon before, but I mean, there's the first time for everything, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, that is just a part of Legend of Zelda. Level 9, as Laws likes to say, is the great equalizer, and unfortunately, in this case for John, it was the great equalizer. But GG's to both of our runners. Make sure you follow both runners at digshake and johntabin. You'll see much more from them and more in this vanilla tournament coming up in just a few hours. In fact, at 8:30 Eastern, we have the final match of Swiss Round 2, and it should be an okay matchup. It should be all right, right? Who's racing in that race, Amo?
I don't know, a couple people that have just okay times or so. We have Bristicle going up against Saver, I believe. So it's going to be a fantastic race. I mean, this is week 2 of the tournament, and we've seen just some amazing matchups and some great down to the wire races. And I'm psyched for future rounds and for this last match of the second round.
Yeah, who needs the Super Bowl, right? We've got Lava Cakes versus the blindfold runner bunny white sword damageless guy. I need a nickname for Crystal Saber. I need to get a nickname for him. But it should be an amazing matchup, and definitely tune in for that one. Commentary is still on the table. We don't know who it'll be commentating it, but it'll be right here at twitch.tv/JSR2Gamers. And then at some point after the match, we will be revealing the round 3 matchup, so stay tuned if you're not already in the Zelda 1 Discord. Make sure you join that. You can find a link to that at zelda.challenge.com/2018LOZ. Amo, do you want to take us out of here, brother?
Sure. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the joining on the commentary, JSR, and tune in for that next race. And we'll see you next time for this Zelda 1 80% no up and A tournament. Have a good evening, folks.
Go Eagles.
Uh-oh.
Justin's gonna kill me.
Uh-oh.